Hi, it's Barack Obama. I am here with Janie once again asking for help for my nation. We're under attack. Um, there are a number of people who have taken over the world, actually. Janie, I'm going to say the world because right now it is the world. The world is under attack. Um, Donald Trump is the leader of them, but there is a group who have taken over the world right now, and our nation is under attack, yes, but many nations on earth. And I'm going to tell you how and why it happened. Um, Janie was under an anointing that was far beyond anything I had ever seen before, with the believers and the reinas at the time were now called reignors because of the insinuation. Actually, it's just a different name. She just chose to change it to Raynor. But we had an anointing that was unlike any other on our nation right then. About 4 months ago. It was until about 4 months ago. And far beyond anything I had ever seen before, like I said. And Donald Trump was at the center of it, with his campaign going and Janie praying and fasting for him, along with her reinas and the believers, who Justin Bieber had praying as well because he was with Janie then, and now is with Janie in another way. He is actually married to her, dating her, seeing her, and with her fully. Not entirely. He hasn't met her yet, but they have been together for 4 years, on and off, and now they're together with this situation. They are on board fully as the leaders of this move to push Donald Trump out of power, displace him, dismantle his entire regime. It's kind of an army. They have taken over the world. They are Satanists, actually. Some would call them the Illuminati. Some would call them the New World Order. Others would call them, Janie, the United Nations. But they are, in fact, a group of people who are satanically empowered and bound to Satan through means of satanic rituals, human sacrifices, blood sacrifices, blood treaties with Satan. They are impactful in a way that is buying our nation no time but to act immediately. We have to act now if we're going to make it. I am not joking. There was intervention set up by God at the Olympics this year, but Janie was no longer in charge of her reign movement, which she is the leader, but her subpersonality, I'm going to say, had taken over the reign movement and was acting satanically instead of Janie moving in the spirit and power of God. So, now you know. That is actually what happened. And this is real, guys. Janie is no longer the leader of the reinas, but the leader of the reignors. They are not a gang member oriented group as they were. They've now switched more towards everybody, all Christians. Janie was focused mainly on gang members because they were the only ones who knew fully that she was the real girl, because they were the only ones that she was around, or the military situation that has been set up beyond her control, outside of her understanding, and without her permission, really, I'm going to say, Janie. It was done without your permission, and I'm very sorry about that. But you were around them, and we're getting a lot of them out of jail, actually, because of Janie. Because she was very upset about what happened. And I have evidence of that by way of the 38,500 less seats in the prison system in California. And a lot of other reports, if you read about it over the past year and a half, actually, I've been getting people out of jail. Supernaturally, almost, some of them, it seems. But you'll know if you had been there. Anyways, I'm not going to say a whole lot more other than that. What Janie wanted to say is, there was a situation set up at the Olympics where a leader, Michael Phelps, set something up with a leader from every nation on earth in the Olympics to try and combat this situation with the Illuminati and Donald Trump, actually. And Janie, it is the Illuminati, but me and you are in the Illuminati in a way to take over the Illuminati, this situation, what's going on. We're in it to make a change. They're in it to take over the world satanically. Does that make sense to you right now? We're not in it to make a change for Satan. We're in it to make a change for God right now. And do you know that? Sorry, I didn't say and you know. That was actually an attack, if you can see that. But do you know that? Because I need you to know that right now. We are not in it for any other thing than Jesus Christ. Yeah, I didn't say one, but than Jesus Christ. That's the only reason. So now you know. Now Michael Phelps, here he is. Hi, it's Michael Phelps. I did in fact set up this situation, and there was one person from every nation on earth heading up a situation in their military as to take over their military situation that had been set up to overcome their nation. And that was by way of controlling their leader, and Janie knew that. Every single nation on earth at that point, and even still now for the most part, their presidential leader or prime minister or king, dictator, had been taken over by Donald Trump. Their life had been taken over and controlled. They had been I don't know how to say this the way that Janie says it. I'm in a higher level of programming than her, so I can only speak out of her mouth to say these things, but I have to say it the way that she would say it, so it doesn't look like anything's going on. It looks natural. But I want to say this to you, Janie. If you can get that online alone, we'll be doing good. But I do want to say this. There was a girl, it was the Olympian who was a gymnast, the black girl, very famous on the cover of all the magazines. She actually became a Satanist and joined them, the Donald Trump forces with Satan. Satanically, she did it. I'm talking the way that Janie talks right now. And she did set up a situation to keep them enslaved, actually, and controlled with the Illuminati. So basically, Janie's plan, or my plan, and Janie's plan, it's Michael Phelps, was overturned by her, and she is taking control of them on another level even. So, at first it actually started out with the leaders of nations by way of Janie's anointing when she was praying and fasting for Donald Trump. He took over every single leader of every single nation on earth at that point when Janie was praying and fasting, because they had gathered together around Janie because they knew the miraculous things that had happened with her, at which point he gained control of their minds and entirely enslaved them and their nations. And then to overturn it, there was a situation set up miraculously at the Olympics, because God was doing miracles at the Olympics to overthrow that situation, and that was also overtaken. So at this point, we're needing help to overcome the leaders of the nations being taken over. We need that checked into. We also need all of the Olympians who worked with the military bases in every nation on earth. We need that situation looked into, and to make sure that all of the people who are doing things illegally, I want to say that it's Michael Phelps, they started using the military bases illegally because they were Olympians. They had a lot of pull, a lot of support, and so they went in there and they actually got to use the military weapons and technology for whatever they wanted, and some of it was used in very bad ways for Illuminati purposes, actually. And it's very sad, Janie. It's very sad how it was overtaken. But we're going to go ahead and put this online. Michael Phelps, thank you for being here. Janie, thank you for being here. And we hope that you can help us. This, once again, is Barack Obama. Have a nice day. Goodbye.